What's up? It's the Wall of Death podcast, your source for metalcore, post-hardcore, the in-between, and all those little other subgenres that everyone in the community really likes to fight over for no reason. And it's your boys. I'm Kyle. With us is Rhett and Aaron. No Kel tonight. He's just not going to be able to make it. But how you guys doing? Say hi. Do the thing.
Hi, boys.
Hi.
And Aaron's depressing as usual. Off to a riveting start, boys. How you guys doing?
It's been a busy work week. Hanging in there. Thought I was getting sick to begin the week.
Nice.
Aren't you like always sick though?
No, I haven't been sick since I moved.
He's actually been good. It's been Rachel that gets sick all the time now.
Kyle's been sick more than me this year.
That's true. I don't know what's happened.
Yeah.
Rhett complained about humidity, and then he gets here and he never gets sick. So
Oh, I took a walk to the mailbox yesterday, and I actually came back drenched, and it was only like 85. It was awful.
How far
Yeah.
is the mailbox?
10 minutes.
Oh, actually is somewhere. Okay.
Yeah, a little
it's
bit of
just
a walk.
right at the end of his driveway.
Yeah, I was like, that's something I would do, but I don't know about you, Rhett. Jeez.
It was the sweatiest I've been in a long time. And I'm like, this
Oh,
is
man.
abnormal.
I had to pick
That's
the
good
kids
for you.
up after school, and I had like the little car outside, so I go drive over to get them. It's been like 100 degrees, and I swear my hands burned when I put them on the wheel. And then I was just standing there waiting outside and was just like, I'm just dripping sweat now at this point. Yep, I'm that dad. This is gross.
You're the sweaty dad waiting for kids outside of a school.
Yeah, that doesn't. I'm not gonna phrase it like that.
Hey, little boy.
Yeah. All right. Well, off to a riveting start. When can we get canceled already?
I mean, we have one canceled moment in every episode, it seems. But we made it to episode 10. That's it. I think that's
It's
a
a podcast
milestone for us.
miracle.
It's true. Most
Also, I
podcasts-
swear I have a different shirt, but I've realized every time I'm on here, I'm wearing the same shirt.
Aaron only has one shirt. It's that great.
I
shirt for the
mean-
podcast.
Great Carhartt.
I might consider that. That'd be so much easier to you just wear the exact same thing every day. You don't have a choice.
That's true. You just have multiple pairs of the same color shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I do
Exactly.
that with my black shirts. I have like 5 of the True Classic black T-shirts, and so it always looks like I'm wearing the same shirt, but I'm not. Promise.
I just don't buy clothes. I make other people do it for me.
That's fair. Anyway, that's our lives in a nutshell. We're interesting.
We're interessante.
Interesting old dudes that like music. Have y'all had anything pop up on the song radar? Song radar. Go.
God. I'm trying to see what I got here.
What?
Let's see. We're gonna go.
One of these days, I'll get to like actually creating a jingle for us, and it'll.
I
it won't
don't
be
think it's
so-
worth it. I think if you create a jingle, it has to be you doing that noise, though. You have to like. Record
Wah!
it.
But he does a different noise every week. It's never
Yeah.
the same noise.
Then yeah, it's not worth it. But Song Radar, Sleep Theory. I mean, we've all talked about it before. I've been listening to them quite a bit actually. Their new cover album stuff. That's as Rhett would put it, they covered the inferior boy band, and I don't know what he'd say about Taylor Swift covered, but
I didn't even know they did a
Swimo?
Taylor Swift cover.
they did Cruel Summer, which I was listening
Oh,
to
that was
in
a
the
good one.
car. Yeah, I just had it on mix or whatever, and came up and Calvin points out to me because there was it's in the little car, the radio doesn't know how to read my phone correctly. Like it can still play the music, but it said Hamilton, Aaron Burr. And Calvin looks at it and he's like, I don't think that's right, Dad. I'm pretty sure this is Our Last Night. And I was like, no, you're real close though.
How did he know who
Yeah.
Our Last Night is?
The kid's a freaking dictionary. I listen to anything around him, he'll just pull it right back out of nowhere.
Get him on the podcast. He'll be the 5th member.
I was impressed. Yeah.
He can remember things.
He can remember things, but like really well in a way of like, I don't remember Our Last Night had a cover of Taylor Swift initially.
Yeah, they have. I think
They have a couple, I think.
Yeah.
They cover
shtick.
everything.
Yep, that's all they do, right?
No, they make their own music. It's just
Yeah,
not
they
good.
make their own stuff.
I don't believe you. And then let's what else? We went off in the Knox land because
Nice.
of 4340 and
Rhett's favorite song.
yeah. No, I was gonna say like I listened to all the homework multiple times and then let it just keep playing. Like Wage War I went off into a bit, but everything brings me back to Cranking My Hog. And it's crazy the amount of
And he's
like,
not
just-
talking about Bill Murray.
He's not. Everything
you.
comes back to
That's
cranking
up to
hog.
interpretation. No. But like, and was it Goblin Hours from Bill Murray? That whole album, still one of my
Yeah.
favorites, still the best. American Motorsports has been growing on me,
I love that album. That
Yeah.
might be my favorite one of his.
and then Kinda Hard is his newest stuff. Still good.
I love Kinda Hard. That was a great one.
Yeah.
Kinda Hard. You're missing out, Rhett.
Eggy
I'm
Pocket.
good.
Let's just keep naming them all, right? You got Taco. You got Rich Sips,
I love-
Iggy Pocket.
I love Shit Fist.
Yeah, I love all of them. I've realized that if you put sad boy lyrics with a saxophone, I'm probably going to keep listening to it.
That's true. Saxophone is just an added. And she has a really good voice, too. During the concerts, like, she sings a lot more. I forget her name, but she has a great voice.
Well, now I got to know. I got to look it up. And then, yeah, I mean, Wage War, I've listened to him before, but I listened to him a little more. Gabby Rose
Oh, yeah, Gabby Rose.
is the saxophone player. But yeah, I don't know, Wage War is good. I won't
It
say
was good. They had a really good. I really like their single from earlier in the year, "Song of the Swamp." That's a great one.
I'm sure that came up. That's the problem. I start putting music on in the background, and I pay attention kind of, and then I'm like, wait, who's this? Yeah.
You do the opposite of Calvin and don't store it in your memory bank.
No, not at all. There's nothing up here right now.
He's an idiot.
What? What am I? No. I believe the answer is fool or dumbass.
I feel like those are
I like
kind of
idiot
worse.
better.
I'm an yeah.
Sure am. What are you?
But yeah, that's been my saw grader, and I've listened to a lot more music in the last week than I have like probably all year.
I'm really interested to see my Spotify like Wrapped at the end of the year. Now that we've started this podcast,
Dude,
It's
I
gonna
feel
be
like
way different than last year's.
I'm going to triple my listen time because I've never been like a huge work with music person. I always listen to audiobooks. But since we've done the podcast, I'm averaging I think like 400 to 600 minutes a week. I'm like gonna really kick up my statistics.
You might compete with Abby.
No, that's impossible.
Yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't make sense.
She has hundreds of thousands every year.
Yeah.
And I might compete with Abby because I hit about 1,500 every week.
Dang.
Jeez.
For me this week, I actually got into some older bands that I found on the usual Facebook Reels when I'm scrolling endlessly.
Real bands.
Yes, they are real bands.
Sure.
But they're both heavier. So the first was Voices in the Dark by Upon a Burning Body, which I'm pretty sure is a deathcore band out of Texas.
Yeah.
And I mean, sometimes when you just have loud, angry shouting music, but it's not quite screaming. It sounds really good, and this is just a song that really seemed to emphasize just being angry at the world and yelling about it, with like a catchy beat and chorus. The other song was Race You By Still Remains, which is an older band from Michigan. I didn't realize they'd been around since like the early 2000s. A little bit of heavier song too, but still had some clean vocals in there. So this is a little bit more like what I usually listen to, but still probably a little bit harder than the norm for me, I guess.
Yeah.
What about you, Kyle?
So in listening to like the new releases, I discovered this song pretty late. Otherwise, we probably would have reviewed it. But it's called "Dying for Attention" by Nothing Nowhere. I've never heard of the band. I honestly didn't look too much into them. I just listened to the song, and it was pretty solid. It kind of had more of a punk, post-hardcore sound to it. Reminded me a little bit more of like the early 2010s style that you'd see at Warped Tour. But they had a really clean sound, really good screams, and a pretty catchy chorus for a band that I'd never heard of. And for the single to just kind of pop up when I was listening to the new single release playlist. It was solid. I'd give it a listen. And then I listen to our playlist, and I do Smart Shuffle. And so when I do Smart Shuffle, it pops up random songs that kind of fit the vibe of our playlist. And I found, like, every once in a while, something pops up that I really enjoy. I've heard the song before, but it just really hit again, and it's Reflection by Holding Absence. We did a review of Lucid Love by Holding Absence in one of our earlier episodes, and it was a pretty solid song. But this one is just a really good song. It gave me a little bit, like, I don't get chills that much during a song, but every once in a while this one hit, and I think it just hit my mood just right when it popped on. And just the balance of it, the lyrics, it meshed really well. So I would definitely recommend listening to Reflection by Holding Absence, which they have an album dropping in a few weeks. Hopefully it's good. We'll probably review it, sticking with the new stuff.
Sweet.
Oh yeah. Other random tidbit was
Titty Bits?
I don't know. Yeah, Titty Bits. Yeah. Was I went on a tangent and listened to Danzig.
Yeah.
You know, I heard Mother mostly, but it was just like I heard it and I was like,
The
all
one
right, I'll
song.
put that on. Yeah, the one song. And then there's some other stuff that kind of played in the background, but man, that Mother song's so good. It's just maybe old, but it's a classic for a reason. Have you guys listened to Paris at all?
Is that a band?
Yeah, PVRAS. You'll guess, yeah.
Are they French?
I have not.
I believe so.
Then Rhett probably wouldn't have listened to it. He only likes
Brett doesn't
Landmark.
acknowledge them. I don't know. They're kind of good background type vocals, type music, stuff like that. But
Rhett, did you ever check out
exactly.
Harsh?
Try out who?
Harsh, that like 80s style band that I brought up a few weeks ago.
No,
They're
I'll be
French.
Oh, I remember you talking about them now. No, this week I kind of got completely thrown off. So Friday when Kyle released the homework, early in the morning,
And I
because
audibled so quick.
he usually listens it pretty early because he works for Parks Department. And Friday's usually the day I go into the office, so I'm usually in earlier. So for like the first 2 hours of my work day, I'll just go through all the homework as much as I can. But then we audibled, and I'd already finished listening to the band we had previously mentioned, and then I got super busy throughout the day, so then I got thrown off, and then we went to the beach on Saturday, so I didn't have that Saturday to listen to, so I've been playing a lot of catch-up this week, trying to make sure I listen to the homework enough.
That's fair. We did kind of throw a little curveball on Friday, but I think it was worth it.
Oh yeah, it's a much better album in my opinion.
But we can get on to the next
What was
segment.
our original-
Aaron,
Yeah. What was our original
Overview.
homework? I don't even remember.
We were
The
going to do
Black
the
Veil
Black
Bride
Veil
album.
Bride album.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
which we'll get to at some point, but
Yeah.
for now we're staying current with the current releases.
You're gonna say "Bleeders" was a good song too. So.
It was a good song.
It's
Rhett will say
gotten
it
better.
too.
It's a decent song.
Yeah. I don't see it.
Give it another try.
Okay. Still don't see it.
Hater.
And with that, we'll go to the new band breakdown.
Sports Center.
I'll throw it off to one of YouTube because, like I said, I got behind, so I didn't really get to dive into anyone. I wanted to dive into alt, but I just couldn't find time.
We'll start with "Live by the Sword" by Movements. Movements apparently is pretty popular.
That was new band breakdown. You skipped a segment.
Oh yeah,
Who needs
I
to-
skipped the segment. Well, I mean, no. Okay, well, we reviewed "Live by the Sword" by Movements, but I checked out Movements because I had never heard of this band, but they have 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify. So I was like, who are these people? So I gave them a listen, and they're not my cup of tea personally,
No.
but they give me slight, and I mean slight because I don't want to do a direct comparison because that's either going to be offensive to probably both of the bands because they're probably not trying to go that route at all. But I was getting a hint of like Taking Back Sunday vibes when I was listening to the rest of their stuff. And it was okay. It wasn't my favorite. I mean, I wasn't a huge Taking Back Sunday fan either. I liked a few of their songs. Just like Movements had a couple of songs that were all right.
Mhm.
They're just not my style. They're a little more punk, alt rock, not super heavy. They have some Fry screaming or like Fry vocals in the background. Nothing overly heavy, but I mean they're worth a listen. But they might be more y'all's speed, but they weren't mine.
They're okay.
I feel like Aaron already listed all the bands he's listened to this week before
not
we got to
probably
this segment.
That's true too. No, yeah,
I have a whole page in the notes with like a whole list of bands that no one's heard of.
I checked that out.
The problem
Yeah,
is,
I even added
you
to
don't
it.
check out. I know you don't check the notes, Aaron. You don't even
it
contribute.
doesn't matter if I check the notes. I would get distracted with cranking my hog. I mean, that's the whole thing. But Throne, from the homework,
Yeah.
I did dive into them a bit, and I enjoyed them.
I was wondering if you'd like them since you like Knocked Loose.
Yeah, I liked their, they gave me good vibes. They were hard enough. I shouldn't say more about hard enough because I keep talking about cranking my hog. But it was just I don't know.
And you were just sweaty standing outside of a school, so I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a good look for you.
I enjoyed being on this podcast for a couple episodes, so thanks, guys. I'll be gone soon. No,
It's all right. The Germans love us.
Makes it sound like you
We're-
died.
our top country is Germany. Shout out to Germany. Thanks for liking us.
But yeah, Throne. I got into them a bit in Wage War this week. Were the ones that I dug into more than I've ever dug into other bands, to be honest. But
Way to go, Aaron.
I don't know where to go with this. All right.
You listened to two mainstream bands you hardly listened to before.
Yeah,
The hardest
exactly.
you've ever dug into anything.
No, okay. I'd lie if I'm saying that. Bill Murray and Home Team are up there for me, but those are also mainstream bands, probably.
I don't know if Home Team's quite mainstream yet, but they're getting there.
Yeah. But yeah, no, and then Knox is on there, I guess. Those are. I've defined what
The
I've
newer
listened
stuff.
to all week, pretty much. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Kale, we miss you. This podcast is going downhill.
We need you,
I did
Cam.
start. What else did we do? We jumped into Sleep Token a little more, and then I was like, no, I'm not Kale. So, but it's been a good week of listening. Bill Murray, encapsulates me. It's bad at this point.
I think you're
worse than
beating
Kale. There's
Kale
mostly
for the
cocaine.
name drops. Yeah, I was about to say, I think you're dropping Bill Murray way more than...
Kyle's gonna have to give Aaron specific homework, like listen to this band.
I mean, I'll try, but then I'll get back to Bill Murray, I'm sure.
Start cranking his hog again.
Exactly. Oh, thanks, Siri.
What about cranking your hog?
I guess. I don't know.
And my phone's connected to the TV.
You listen to anything new, Rhett?
No, sorry.
You're worse than Aaron.
I announced that when I announced the segment.
All right. So. New band breakdown over.
Oh, I went back to Ann Brother. That was the other thing. Not a new band, but
That is
After-
an old ass band.
yeah, because we say old
Now
ass
with
band.
Matty Mullins as the lead singer.
Yeah, but after I said that single came out, I went back and listened to it, and I was like, I still like Ann Brother.
Yeah.
Still good stuff.
I'm just sad that we're not getting any new music from the better band.
He might. Hey, Amberlin's pretty solid. We'll probably review the new Amberlin song. We got a lot of good singles coming out Friday, actually. So consider this week a break, and then this next week's gonna have a lot. It seems like so. Which gets us to that segment, the song reviews.
Yeah.
Since I already kind of started it, we did review Live by the Sword by Movements. As I said, this band wasn't my cup of tea, but I did enjoy this song. It wasn't bad. Wasn't great, but I did enjoy it. It was one of those that I wasn't mad about having to hear it or listen to it multiple times. I enjoyed the chorus. I enjoyed the Fry vocals in the background. I think he has a pretty solid voice. I think it fits the style that they're going for. I feel like he has more range than what he shows, but that would probably be my main critique. And other than I get why a lot of people would like that music. It's just not quite my style.
I got in kind of a conundrum with the song where I liked it, but I was also disliking it at the same time. I thought the instruments in the background kind of almost like when you go see a band live and you can't hear the person singing, but this was a studio version of that, where it was overwhelming his voice and the lyrics, and sometimes it just felt like he was kind of echoey. The part that I would say is the reason why I both like and dislike is in certain aspects of his voice I really appreciate and enjoyed, but other times it just sounded kind of whiny. And some people can get away with the whiny voices and it sounds good. At least for this song, I didn't think it mashed a ton with the instruments. So I'd probably listen to it every now and again, but maybe for some breakup, it had some screaming in there, or less in the instruments. I don't know. It's just kind of whatever song for me.
It was very instrument forward, so I get that. Aaron, did you have any thoughts on the song?
None. Absolutely none. No, it's just, Live by the Sword. That's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just trying to remember it right now, right? It was good, but it wouldn't be something I'd regularly listen to. I just didn't. At least out of the 3 that we did this week, we had 3 songs, right? Am I right? Yeah, okay. Good. Like I said, I did the homework, and then it just fades into everything else.
Write down some notes then.
I don't need to write down notes. No. I know that I
might
like
need to.
Throne and I like Wage War this week. So This is probably my most positive week on the reviewed songs.
Alright,
It's
what
saying a
would
lot
you
for
rate
you.
this song out of 5?
Out of 5, I would probably give it like a 3.
I
I'd
was
also
gonna
give
go
it
with
a
fine.
3 as well. Yeah. What'd you say, Rhett?
I'd also give it a 3. Like,
Yeah. I think
I
this is
liked
the
it,
first
I didn't
review-
like it, but it was just
Yeah.
there.
I think this is the first single that we've all agreed on a ranking of all these
Uh-oh.
episodes.
Kale, we need you back.
We need diversity.
We need our
No,
Paula.
Kale, I could do Kale for you.
5.
I didn't really like this song. It was alright. Not really my music. 4 out of 5.
He got it.
Got it. Yep. Kel with the 4.
Alright, since you like the next song so much, Aaron, let's hear your feedback on Critic by Throne.
Feedback. It was good. It was hard, and I've already described it as much
Good. It
as
was
I can.
hard.
It was hard. No, I like the...
So hard. It was huge.
It was huge. Yeah, it was the beginning of this one, actually. I quite enjoyed the initial instrumental. I'm a fan of... I don't know what you call that. I don't even know what you call just guitar plucking. I don't know what you call it. But it had a good build into the harder screaming parts of the song, and kept playing it in the background and kept playing and going, oh, this is a good song. But every time I listened to it, I'd also think it was new because nothing's going on up here. Like I said, it's like a goldfish at this point.
You just got a hamster wheel and it's not even turning.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
Well,
goodness.
I enjoyed the song as well. It was, I don't know, I've gotten to where I really like Throne's style and the way that they compose their songs. I like the vocalist. I like his voice. I love his cadence. This one I just really enjoyed, even the lyrical meanings of like just everyone's being a critic. And there's someone had a TikTok of like, man, like I love Throne because like I would never use this word and Rachel would kill me if she heard me use it. But they described the song as just being like, or like their style as just being cunty. And I was like, that is a really good description for like their style of music. And the song.
There's
like,
a lot worse things that you'd say that, and that's the one Rachel.
Rachel
doesn't like.
hates that. She would not survive in Australia.
Does hate that word.
Hates it. But like that, the way that they compose their songs, the way he does the vocals, and it fits that description so well. And when you're in a mood and like, or if you're not happy, or even if you're just driving to work and everything's great outside, that's my jam. And I enjoyed it. I really didn't have many complaints about this song. It started strong and it finished strong. So I was cranking my hog the whole time.
Oh my gosh.
We could just turn this into a Bill Murray fan podcast. I'm okay with that.
I don't
That's
like
not a
them
fan.
at all.
Brett, it will happen.
It won't. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Tried.
We call ourselves the Hog Crankers.
We have a name.
Wad Pod Hog Cranks.
Oh my goodness. I wanted to like the song. I didn't really.
Oh, big surprise.
Throne was talking to me about being a critic.
Calling all us critics out.
I did like it better than the other song listened to by them a lot. The intro to this song is really good. The music into the screaming, and then where it fades away and just has the melody that he enters the song with for a little bit and then goes back into it is a good pause to the song. Where it loses me is kind of in like the halfway point where instead of having all of this intro with breaks and pauses that he did in the beginning is when he really just leans into, okay, now we're going to scream straight for like 30 seconds to another minute just in a row without doing the aspects of the song that I liked. and then he goes back to finishing the song with that same melody, the pauses. It's like, okay, so I like the beginning of the song, I like the end of the song. The middle of the song loses me. So I'd say I would probably add it to my playlist because there's going to be times where I want to listen to just how great the beginning and the end is. But I might just literally fast forward it through the middle portions, which is probably what a majority of Throne fans would actually like, since they are a heavier band. But as I've said before, the heavier bands aren't really my thing. I just like a good mix. They're the total opposite way. They're not heavy at all. I like in the middle. But for me, this is probably another 3 song. Just
Another 3 song.
good for me, but not great. It's not a 2. It's not bad. Whereas I think I gave the previous Throne song a 2 that we listened to.
I like that song too.
Titanic Throne, yeah, this one was a 4 for me. Which I think 4 gets back on the re-listen.
Yeah.
And I'll be excited to hear it again. But yeah.
I'd probably give this one. I'd probably give it a 4.25. Wasn't quite that 4.5 mark, but it was, yeah, kind of like Aaron said. It's on that list that I'll definitely want to listen to. I definitely get Rhett's vibe. I do that with the newest I Prevail song. I get halfway and then just skip it.
Yeah.
That has been on Jesse Lee's
list for so
long. I'm like, how?
Although
like,
Diana had a huge jump this week. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I think it's because of the hiatus, man. You take a year and a half off, the diehards come out.
Is it weird that I like Scatterbrain more than I like I Prevail now?
I think that's fair for the music that they've released comparatively.
I think ultimately they were still better together.
Yeah, ultimately they were better together, but I'm like, I'd rather listen to Scatterbrain, I think, than new I Prevail. Even.
It's more lyrically creative with Brian.
I think I Prevail should just lean into screaming.
They should.
Stop trying to prove that you could sing.
Because you can't.
Aaron,
I had to interpret it for you.
I don't know if it's that hot.
It's not really that hot, yeah.
Alright.
Brett, you want to take us with the last song of the reviews?
Yeah. So the last song was Sweet Dreams by Wage War. This is probably my favorite song for the week. I'd say, again, not to be a jerk, this is probably another weaker week for singles, at least for what I thought. To me, this is a traditional, what I like in metal. We're going to have some heavy, we're going to have some clean, we're going to have good instruments. I think maybe the weakest part of this song was maybe its pacing. It felt like the instruments were trying to make it fast, but with how he's singing, it's like trying to like pull it back from being fast. So it felt like they were in conflict a little bit. I don't listen to much Wage War. So ultimately, this probably just fit in for me just because it's the style of metalcore that I like, and that's why it's my favorite for the week.
I liked this song, but I struggled with it, with like knowing more of like what Wage War normally does and their other songs in their library. And it wasn't a bad song, but it didn't stand out above the crowd. I was kind of like how you were described, Live by the Sword by Movements. I felt like the instrumentals were way too loud for the chorus. Because usually, like, Wage War has really great clean vocals and a chorus that stands out. It's catchy, it's singable, and this one just didn't have it for me. And then, I mean, the screaming's good. Wage War always has great screams, like good instrumentals, but The chorus is what lost me in the song, and it didn't stick with me. It wasn't a bad song per se, but it wasn't their best, especially knowing the rest of their library. I don't know if I could stack it up with them. So, I mean, like I said, not bad, but not great.
Yeah. I think it falls in the middle for me from the 3 songs this week. I think the Throne's up there, and I think Alpha Wolf kind of falls in the middle there. Or not Alpha Wolf, I just said that out loud like an idiot, but Wage War.
What are you looking at over there?
I don't know, dude. My brain just went whoop. Wage War. It had good heavy metal instrumentals to start, but when it gets into clean, I feel like you guys are saying, there's some weird balancing in there, especially. So, I will say that it's great background music. You know, when I'm going through it. Hey, if I'm working on an Excel spreadsheet and there's a drumming guitar line or something like that, it's great. But, so yeah, I'd say it falls right in the middle there, like probably like a 3.5, 3.7 for me.
I'd probably put this with Live by the Sword with me in it. Probably a 3.
I should probably say it's a 3.5, but I kind of just want to say everything this week for me was a 3. And this was the best 3.
Oh, I will say that was the other thing that was kind of disappointing when I saw it with Sweet Dreams, that it wasn't Eurythmics. All right, cool.
Like you wanted this to be a cover? Is that what you mean?
A little bit. I just was curious what that would do.
I was hoping Wage War did not do a cover of Sweet Dreams, because that just doesn't seem like it'd work at all.
I don't think it would, but that was my hope. You don't know what Sweet Dreams is by Eurythmics? Right? Come on.
I know the Marilyn Manson song.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson did a cover of it.
Oh, okay, there you go.
I didn't know the actual singer of the original. I've heard the original, I just didn't know the band was called
Didn't
Eurythmics.
Motionless in White do a cover of it as well?
No,
I don't think so.
But
Or
anyway.
am I just confusing 2 guys that wear white makeup and have long black hair?
That's probably true.
I think you are.
But I mean, it was just when I saw the title, caught my attention. I was curious what they would have done to cover it. I definitely didn't think it would work. Definitely wasn't thinking it was going to work, but I was like...
I feel like that would have been awful for their style.
That was
Right?
When I saw the title table, I did have like a thought. I was like, please don't let this be a cover. It wasn't. Thankfully, it wasn't. I think it stands on its own as its own Sweet Dreams, and that's fine.
And I learned the original singer's band name.
You did. You learned that this week. And now time for the highlight of the week. Album review. So, the band that I've never listened to before in my life dropped an album.
Never.
If not for me, with Where the Light Begins to Fade. We listened to it. What do you guys think?
I was very happy for this change. I had never heard of this band before either, but originally, to just give a little background, we were going to do Pray For Me as one of our singles for the week, so we were going to have 4 singles. But Kyle had mentioned in our group chat that, well, they actually released a whole album, and I had just spent my first hour of my day listening to the new Black Veil Bride album, which I'd already listened to a bunch. I'm like, let's do that instead, because, spoilers, I didn't really like the new Black Veil Bride album. But I really enjoy this album. I when you click on the Spotify and it shows you like the little picture that the artists have of themselves, this guy's a man bun. I kind of wanted to hate them at first, but
Nope.
then
Never look.
I actually listened to the music and it was pretty good. It felt like the whole album did have
Oh, see,
a
man
similar
bun.
I
sound.
don't see a man bun.
Are you guys looking at the If Not For Me page? I
Yeah.
can send you.
Yeah, he's got a hat on, and then on the other one at the bottom, he's got long hair.
I'll send you a picture.
From
Um,
Pennsylvania.
They are from Pennsylvania.
One of these guys is not like the other.
Okay, you can't say that.
I can, because I think we're both Asian.
Maybe not on that. Anyway, uh, I thought that the album had a very similar vibe for that you could listen through the entire thing and it felt like each song kind of went in tandem with the next. Nothing kind of stuck out apart from each other in a bad way.
Mhm.
I think the beginning of the album for me was stronger than the end. The last couple songs weren't my favorite for the album. I end up adding 7 of the 12 to my playlist. My favorite would probably my favorite 3 is Lie Awake, Pray For Me, not sorry, Say It To My Face, Pray For Me, and then Save Me. Um, they had a lot of people feature on this album. They had Catch Your Breath, Left to Suffer, Windwalkers, which I still need to check out because I know you keep mentioning them, Kyle. On Novocaine, when he does sing with the lead singer from Catch Your Breath, I'm like, you guys sound like so similar. Like, I don't know if this works that well with having people sound like almost parallel. But the song grew on me. I didn't really initially like it when it first dropped because I listened to it because I try to listen to everything Catch Your Breath is on. But listening to it throughout the album, which is kind of something I've been seeing when we do these full album reviews, where it might not sound as great on its own, but when you listen to the album in its entirety, it makes a song that you didn't necessarily love better. So then I kind of came around a bit on Novocaine, even though I feel like Novocaine's a stupid word for a song.
What?
It just, I don't know. I don't like it.
Makes you numb.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That's what he's talking about, is making them numb.
I don't want to envision going to the dentist with music.
What's funny about it, yeah, I was going to say, the 2 songs in a row, Teeth, then Novocaine.
See, Teeth,
flow.
I felt
Good
was like a good play on words.
Yeah.
But I'd probably give this a 7 out of 10 for me.
Yeah. Aaron, what do you think?
I wish I went first, because now I'm just going to sound like I'm copying Rhett. No, I was going to say, the album, I liked the overall feel of the album. I felt like all the songs belonged together. It was one of those things where I sat down and I've listened to it, I don't know, 2 or 3 times through. And I don't know if this is a bad thing or a good thing, but it felt like sometimes I couldn't tell where a new song began and where the last song ended sometimes. And then I think Lie Awake was my favorite song on the album. Like Rhett was saying, the beginning of the album I felt was way stronger. I don't know if I'm trying to think of the right way to put it. It feels like when you get right in like retrograde, it really sets a tone for what the album's going to be. And then it kind of goes through it and finishes it out. But I feel like, yeah, beginning songs for sure, first 6 or so, ran together, and I thought, these are great. And then the last 4 they were good, but I'm not going to say, like, definitely stronger. And then my thought on the band, yeah, I was never heard of them, so I thought, well, that's cool. But I think rank I'd give this, is probably like a 6, 7. You know.
6, 7. All right, so like we said, I listened to the full Black Veil Bride album prior to listening to this, and then I started doing the song review homework, and Pray For Me came on, and I was like, dang, I really like this song. Like, on a song review, I'm probably going to rank this probably like a 4.5, 4.75. It was that good. So I was like, well, I know this band just dropped an album because I saw someone else on TikTok. They were like, this album is amazing. So I started listening to it, and no shit, I've probably listened to this album 15 times since Friday. Multiple times a day except for Saturday. Lie Awake is one of the best songs of the year. I love a good toxic love song. There's some like weird emo boy part of me that's just like, I love just the toxic relationship song. It has nothing to apply to me in my own life, but something about it I just love. Like I said, Pray For Me is good. I enjoyed Novocaine. I know you didn't really like it. Pretty Lies was really good. Love to Hate Me.
Oh,
Say It to
Pretty
My
Little Lies
Face.
was my least favorite song.
Really? I enjoyed it.
I did not like that one.
That gets stuck in my head constantly, and it's not in a bad way. And then Say It To My Face is also one. And then I was also comparing it as like, going through it, most of these songs had singability of like, I recall the lyrics to pretty much most of the songs, and I can sing in my car like an idiot, not any note at all, but I'm having fun. And yeah, this was a huge surprise for me because, again, I'd never heard of this band. I was coming in, I was like, okay, it's probably going to be, cool album of a band that I'd never heard of. It's probably going to land somewhere around like 7.5, maybe an 8 if they're lucky. And
wow,
I'm going to give it a 10.
Dang, that's 3 in a row.
I can't.
You're the new Paula.
I know. I told myself like I'm turning into the new Paula, but I can't not give it a 10 with how many times I've listened to it, and I haven't had a single complaint about it. I think the one song I was kind of mad about was maybe Save Me, and even then I didn't hate it. It wasn't bad, and I don't know. I enjoyed this. If we weren't going to the Bears game, we'd be going to see them in Durham. And so,
are they coming on Sunday?
Yeah, in Durham with Windwalkers, actually.
Oh, dang.
But we could go see them in Richmond on that Saturday if we really wanted to.
It's up to you. You'd be the one driving.
I know, that's a 3-hour drive.
Followed by a 2.5 the next day.
And then have to wake up early and go to a Bears game. Yeah, probably not. Next time. But yeah, if you're in the...
That sucks.
If you're... No, it doesn't suck at all.
Okay then, shut up.
You just wish you were here, Aaron.
No.
Wow, he hates us. Anyway, yeah, I give this a 10 because I was shocked. I enjoyed it a lot. Still enjoying it. I listened to it 3 times today at work. And so, yeah, I know I gave Electric Cowboy a 10, but I think I ranked this higher than that album. And I'm a huge Electric Cowboy fanboy. Maybe not so much as Rhett with his clothes, but that was a good album. That's going to be up there for me in our Album of the Year episode. So 3 10s in a row.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do some homework, brother. Remember some things.
Way to go for If Not For Me creating a new fan. So
yeah,
I'm
definitely a fan of them.
I'm gonna have to dive into like their other stuff. I guess they're a really new band. They have an album in 2022 and 24. So they're not. I mean, I don't think they're huge yet.
Yeah, they don't have that many followers either.
No.
Cool. Well, I added a hot take / discussion point at the last second.
Yeah, because I didn't know anything.
Well,
I was trying to think of something
just because I knew. one Kale wasn't going to be here, and I thought there'd have to be something. So our discussion for this week is, what is your favorite era of metal?
We're talking just metal or like metalcore or like.
I'm just going to leave it blank. Open to your interpretation.
I think I've brought it up in the past, but I really enjoyed the crabcore era and like the 2010, like 2007 through like 2013 era of metalcore and post-hardcore and crabcore and all that. And I don't know, I loved it seemed to be a lot more experimental. Bands weren't collabing as much. Like there were rivalries of like, no, we're better than you. This band's trash. Like calling people out. And I think that made bands, step it up. Because as good as like the music is now, I could throw a dartboard and I can pretty much give you a generic sound that's probably going to be in most songs. But I don't know. I feel like the creativity and rivalries were really good when we were in high school and like early college, and I don't know, that was fun. And I know people are like, let's hold hands, kumbaya, let's have fun and not hate each other, but a little competition never hurt anyone. Okay,
I don't think you saw Ronnie Radke on.
well, Ronnie Radke's like the only one keeping that alive. Okay, there needs to be more like that. I know him and like Motionless and White had a little bit of a beef, but it wasn't worth
That's
anything.
killed already.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, for leaving up to interpretation, I think it'd be, I don't know if there's an era so much as just, I think my college years were formative in my opinions of metal.
It's when he first started cranking his hog.
No, not really.
Not the music.
No, that was high school. But, seeing things like Black Veil Brides live for the first time, seeing
Blood on the Dance Floor.
Blood on the Dance Floor. There you go.
Jeffree Star.
Jeffree Star. That was formative, man. That part is. There was some. I can't even remember the actual band we went to go see. That's the funny part. It was like something Stars.
I don't remember either, and I drug you guys to it.
Yeah, you drug us to it, and like they were cool, but it was like literally like two guys up on the stage. I remember. I think
There's one guy with like a mixer and just one guy singing.
Yeah, it was just like, oh. And then we saw Jeffree Star after that, and I was like, oh.
He winked at me, and I was excited. And then we saw Blood on the Dance Floors, and
yeah, and then
that was also interesting because it was like a bunch of preteen girls and then two guys making out on stage. So formative years for Aaron. It really taught him to be who he was.
Yeah, cranking my hog as much as possible.
No matter what.
No matter the torture or not I'm going through.
And then Chris Hansen walks in the door.
Yeah.
Oh no. He is getting a movie soon. Catch a Predator's coming out.
And then there was other things like, seeing Dayseeker I think was pretty, like, I wouldn't say there's an era, I'd say there's like events I think that are formative because, doing our stupid festival, that was great, but,
It wasn't stupid.
It wasn't stupid, but you know what I mean. Okay, when I say stupid, I mean the things that were ran about it that were dumb. Okay, that's mostly what I mean.
Oh yeah, the organization and the running of Blue Ridge was trash.
The fact that we fully gave up on listening to any rules and just took chairs in on the last day for that kind of stuff. But those are the bands that I still think about all the time. We saw Black Veil, we saw A Day to Remember, we saw In This Moment, we saw a billion different bands it feels like, and I mean, in some form or way, they're usually in my playlists. So I wouldn't say there's an era. I'd say there's events. College was formative for it, and then
I mean, everyone experiments in college, so.
Shut the fuck up.
It's true.
Okay, so Aaron completely avoided the question, didn't choose any sort of era.
That hill at Blue Ridge made a man out of Aaron.
I don't know about that.
Well, almost fell down. That would have been so funny. He would have killed like 3 people.
It almost fell down.
You definitely did.
You don't realize.
Especially when it was muddy, you almost died.
You put your leg down, you shook it, had to catch yourself. That is almost falling in anyone's definition of almost falling.
I don't know what you mean.
And I made sure to be standing in front of you. I don't want to be behind you because if you fell on the hill, you would have killed those people.
Oh,
I want to be alive.
I was going backwards. That's what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, Rhett, you didn't need to be suicidal. I was making sure you'd fall on me.
No. I was choosing life. So I'm going to go different from both y'all. I'm going to say my favorite era for metal is metal's inception. What most people would say now is classic rock. Because I would never have gotten into metal if it wasn't for my parents. Specifically, my dad really listened to AC/DC, Metallica, Dio, Black Sabbath. Some people say Led Zeppelin is technically the father of metal, Guns N' Roses, etc. I could go on and on and on with all the great bands from the 70s onward. I often kind of joke with my parents that I'm like, if I could have just been born 30 years earlier, I feel like that's the era of music I was made for, just with how much we listened to growing up, probably the most I've ever listened to in my entire life is the classics, and it's what pushed me to actually get into metal in a modern sense, once I was allowed to listen to music with like curse words and such. That was my evolution, where I went from classic rock to metal to now I swear like a sailor.
Now he's got to censor himself around my kids.
All kids. But the nostalgia factor, the emotions behind it, and just the joy of my formative years is, I would say, the classic metal is my favorite era of metal.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I love classic rock.
Yeah.
Can't
So, Rat, do your parents joke around with you when you tell them that you should have been born 30 years before? They're probably like, well, Rat, that was the music you were conceived to.
No.
Probably was conceived to kickstart my heart.
I mean, my parents, my dad was, 71, and my dad was 70, my mom was 71.
Your dad's 71 years old when he had
Oh my gosh, he's so old.
No, they were born in the 70s.
Yeah, they're as old as my mom.
So they got to see
Mine
music
too.
in the 80s. So they were catching kind of the tail end / the middle.
They were making love to Bon Jovi.
Well, funnily enough, my grandma did say when my dad was a big Black Sabbath fan, are you listening to that Devil Worshipper?
I mean, the man did eat bats.
That was an accident. A fan threw it on stage.
I know it was an accident, but then he sold it, you know?
I mean,
He thought it was a prop. He thought it was plastic.
He was coked out of his mind the whole time. Didn't care.
Hey, drugs back then were a lifestyle. And those people lived forever. I mean,
yeah.
Steven Tyler,
Steven Tyler's
Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger's still alive.
That's what I'm saying. They lived forever.
No, they lived forever.
Oh, shut up.
They're still alive.
Like the drugs have made them immortal.
I
mean,
yeah,
Ozzy died, so.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Whatever. I feel like the drugs today just kill people. The drugs back then were fun.
The drugs back then had less side effects. Oh, wait.
They just didn't care, man. It's cleaner. It's freedom. Now we're all getting watched by flock cameras and getting injected with fentanyl.
Okay,
Anyway, I would say
what is a
I
fuck
would
him?
go back to like the early 2000s too. We listened to a lot of butt rock on the way back from the beach, and I got a lot of nostalgia from that of like listening to Nickelback and Creed and Stone
Yeah.
Sour and Godsmack. Like
Stone Temple
my
Pilots.
parents listened to a lot of that. You know, my parents weren't big Stone Temple Pilot fans, but
I'm
I
surprised by that one.
also not that big.
Audio Slave, like listen to some old Chris Cornell. Like,
We got
Alright.
to some really good songs at the end, and that's kind of sad. 'Cause the first song's like, I don't know half of these things.
just
Okay.
because you didn't grow up with Nickelback and Puddle
Yeah,
of
what?
Mud.
How do you not have those down? Like,
Because
I haven't-
Nickelback sweared, and I was not allowed to listen to music that sweared when I was that age.
am I
Poor
just so
fortune.
like conditioned to it I don't even notice it?
Probably.
Oh.
Probably.
But like Puddle of Mud, I have it burned in my head. Their stupid music video for
Which
what's
one?
that song called? It's gonna annoy me now.
Blurry? Psycho? Maybe I'm the one.
Yes, that
Maybe
one.
I'm the one
Yes.
who is a schizophrenic psycho.
Psycho.
Yeah.
Yep. Because that was something that my dad would always do when we'd wake up. Is he'd literally put music videos on the TV, and they'd just be on repeatedly. And like Puddle of Mud, that one song had a video that just went on all the time. And then there was, I don't know if you guys ever heard of Dirty Vegas. Days Go By. That's another one. They're not
I have to
metal at
listen to
all.
it.
But that one stuck in my head when I think of music videos. And but yeah, Nickelback. I mean, that was pretty formative. That's true. The butt rock beat.
Porn Star Dancing by My Darkest Days.
Didn't even know that was the
Before
song.
that lead singer eventually went to 3 Days Grace after
Oh.
what's his face left, but now he's back. That was a banger. Loved the grunge, like
Yeah.
before smut metal became a thing, there was degrading, like objectifying rock, and it was also awesome. So,
That's horrible.
like the Theory of a Dead Man, like Bad Girlfriend, or all that stuff. I love butt rock. Butt rock's great. Bring back
Right?
butt rock. So I like
I mean-
Jarvis Johnson last week and Wish. It was a throwback of all
I should have gone to
throwbacks.
Creed when they were on tour.
Should have. I
Recently.
could have went to see
Creed
them
has
last
some
year too.
bangers.
I could have went to see Three Doors Down one last time.
Oh, that hurt. That one hurt.
Okay, now I'm sad.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But-
and on that note,
I just pulled up the Creed like YouTube music page. This dude on the left has his eyes are slightly out of focus, and it kind of annoys me.
he was also with drugs at one point.
And then Scott Stapp, you know, and his crazy binge.
He had a couple of crazy moments in his career.
Yeah, I forgot who it was, but I remember hearing like he basically went on like a orgy bender with some other lead
Yeah, it
singers.
was very weird. He'd have like a phase where it's like, oh yeah, Christian, like preaching, and then like all of a sudden a few months later it's like, and Scott Stapp is on a bender again, and
Yep. Found buried under
Then,
3 women in
and then,
That was cocaine.
and then 2 years later, Scott Stapp's back. He's repented and he's back on the Jesus train. All right, Creed's back.
And then, I mean, that was half the reason they broke up, right? Was like the band members couldn't trust Scott Stapp anymore.
Yeah, he just, I mean, he had a lot. And then I think at one point he got in like money issues.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's had a little bit of a roller coaster, but he seems okay now. Fingers crossed it stays that way.
Drugs make you mortal.
Immortal, is that the takeaway of today for the Wall of Death stamp of approval? Drugs make you immortal.
From
Just the
80s.
old ones.
Just
You gotta go back in time.
Go back in
won't
time,
kill you.
get your cocaine from the 80s and you'll be fine.
When everything wasn't cut with fentanyl.
True.
That's gonna be an awful clip. How about that?
And that's our Friday morning clip at 5 a.m.
Great.
Good times.
But,
Well, shall we wrap it up, boys?
I think it's time.
This tour's been going for an hour. Aaron, his camera's frozen on my screen. I don't know if it is on yours.
Nope,
But
I can see him.
on mine, I've
Damn
had
it.
the same, like... had the same face for about 10 minutes. But anyway, we're the Wall of Death Podcast. Follow and subscribe for full episodes, which you can find on pretty much everything now. And podcast, music platforms, you can find us. But if you want videos, go follow us on YouTube, subscribe, like the videos, treat that algorithm well so we pop up in front of more people. We're in over at least 50 German households at the moment, and so we'll just keep those numbers rising. Our episodes release every Friday, same day that new music releases. But we also have clips, so you can find those clips of Aaron talking about all those drugs he supports on YouTube, TikTok, and everywhere else there's clips. And if you want to hear all these songs that we've been talking about, the amazing new If Not For Me album, songs from it, will be on the Wad Pod playlist, not the Bang list, as Kale pointed out. It is a song playlist. But anyway, that's been us. You guys stay classy, because I know Red is. I know Aaron is, and Kale's somewhere being classy.
Kale sucks.